I walk up to Sayori. Alright, are you ready to leave? Only if you are. Sayori seems much more giddy than normal. Presumably because I chose to help her this weekend instead of the other girls. Please, after you. Sayori and I begin our usual walk home. Sayori skips almost every step, glancing at me occasionally. I smile in secret when she does this. He's starting to have a little bit more of a heart now. It's good for him. Good for him. I really should be slapping her and forcing her to keep her wits about. Okay, maybe not. But she isn't like me. She is a normal girl. I am not a normal boy. I let her enjoy herself. I'm so excited that you chose to help me, Mikey. Don't get too excited. I'm only choosing to help you because, well, from what I have seen so far, you need someone to kind of keep you on track. You're basically a firehouse with no one holding it. It's like you know me so well, and we haven't even known each other long. Yeah. Sayori looks at me and stops her skipping. So, what do you think of the club? Why do you ask that? Well, you always keep your meanie face on. My what? You know, your face. Woman, my face is attached to my head. You need to elaborate if you're making a hypothetical. Sorry. Sometimes you can look like you're really mad. Or that you aren't paying attention, like you're off in some magic world in your head. Ah, I see. I don't offer an additional retort. Sure. I just want to know what the fuck this dude does. Why he's like this and everything. Are you gonna answer my question, silly? I really don't know how to answer. I just joined, so I don't have an answer for you. There are definitely other things I could be doing right now. I may not like them, but I guess I could say that I don't despise my time in it. Sayori beams, almost as if brighter than the sun itself. We arrive at our normal departure point. We're here. So, are you gonna come over and help me tomorrow? No. Why? I have something I have to do. We can meet up Sunday. Oh. Well, I guess that's okay. Alright, goodbye, Sayori. I turn away and walk home. Train station? Alright, what are we doing there now? The sky is filled with a marginal amount of clouds. It gives the morning a pleasant depth. I walk up the cement stairs of the station, ready to rendezvous with a contact of mine. Not many people are around here. I guess it makes sense since it's a Saturday. The normal business crowd is never active on the weekends. So the constantly streamlined flow of suits and interns have vanished. I was informed to meet my contact here at 9 a.m. And I try my best to meet my required deadlines. This is for my job, after all. As I climb the final step of the unusual long staircase, I look around. It's a woman? Mikey, come over here. Or, Mikey, over here. I hear a woman's voice call out to me from my southeast. That voice. Is it Sayori? Oh god, no. I turn to face the sound of the voice, and my fears are confirmed. Oh, look at you. You're even bigger than when I last saw you. Huh? What? What in God's name are you doing here, Julia? Julia? Okay, so now there's Ashley and there's Julia. Now I don't really know who the fuck that girl in the main menu is. What her real fucking name is. Is it either one of those two names? Or is there gonna be a third fucking woman that we don't know? Jesus. Before me is an older woman that I have known for quite a while. Isn't it obvious? Dear God, don't tell me I'm stuck with you. Hey, now that is a good way to hurt a girl's feelings. Girl, you're an entire decade older than me. You maybe were a girl when I first met you, but her face contorts into an annoyed expression. I see that you haven't changed from your normal bratty self. I look up and down her body. For being 28, wow, 28-year-old woman you're with, huh? She still looks as if she is passable for someone who isn't even allowed to drink yet. Maybe one or two adjustments. I was just admiring your beauty, Julia. God! No, you aren't. How can you say that with that mocking grin of yours? Yeah, I guess you're right. Beauty isn't the right word. She holds up a hand to stop me from continuing. Just forget I even said that. I feel like the next word you're gonna say would be worse than the former. I shrug my shoulders. Let's get this over with already, please. I sit down on a nearby bench. Julia sits down next to me. She is wearing a casual white t-shirt, exposing a little more than her collarbone. Her brunette hair sways slightly in the breeze. Her jean shorts barely cover her upper thighs. Oh, great. How do they let you prance around dressed like that? What, do you like what you see? Oh, you're on duty, right? Her face stiffens. Yes, but it's not like I could just meet you in my normal attire. We have to remain incognito. You could have just picked me up in your car. It's in the shop right now. You rear-ended someone again, didn't you? She starts to sweat slightly. None of your business. I raise my eyebrows. Was it the Shut up! God, how'd you even become so stubborn? You're serious, right? You weren't this stubborn and rude when we brought you home. She crosses her arms. That a fact? Well, you didn't even open your mouth back then. It was probably better to. If you say so. Anyway, why exactly did they give me to you? Well, I heard about a little incident where you told your peer chief off. Or prior chief, whatever. And that he requested a reassignment for you. And because of your nature, they saw you as the only person who could control me. I wouldn't even say control. We haven't been speaking for more than 5 minutes and you've already insulted me to hell. And why do you think that is, Julia? 'Cause you're a dick? I wrap my arm around her, smirking slightly. Hey! Her face starts to redden. What are you up to? What, is it wrong for me to show you some TLC every once in a while? The image of getting any type of TLC from you is utterly terrifying in my mind. She shudders in her seat. I pat her on the shoulder opposite of me and remove my hand. Jeez, why do you do this to me? It's fun. You're a sadist. Well, I expected the word bastard from you, but that works. Still, no respect for your father, huh? I hate the man. You know I will never respect him. I know. It's because of him that I raised my hand out in front of her, signaling her to stop. Right. Sorry, Mikey. It's fine. Anyway, I need your phone. Oh. Anyway, I need your phone. Here. Reaching into the into the breast pocket of my white dress shirt, I retrieve a black folded cell phone. I place it into Julia's outstretched hand. Thank you. She smiles as she opens the phone and begins to look through it. So you're keeping your commissioned phone for only our contact, right? Correct. And you still have a normal civilian phone? Correct. Good. Remember to keep the two entirely separate. If we ever need to call you, it won't be from your GP phone. GP in my field stands for general purpose for the general populace. Julia, I'm already aware of this. Why must you give me the same exact lecture that the other chiefs have given me? Because it's procedure. Huh? What are you snickering about over there? You following procedure? Julia, please don't make me laugh. Listen, when I was promoted to division chief, I made sure to hold myself to better standards than before. So, no more nights where you just pop back home at 3 a.m. drunk off your ass? Huh? Listen, okay, I was younger then. Also, you know as well as I that... Don't you dare say her name. Huh? Julia looks over at me puzzled. I stare back into her eyes. I said, do not say her name. She looks saddened at my reaction. You're still not used to her being gone? I can't really blame you. She was like my sister after all. I'm aware. She chuckles sadly. I remember when she and I first found you. Something lit up in her eyes that I never saw before. Even in the heat of the intense operation, she still took a second to reevaluate everything. You two didn't have to take me. Why not? You were going to die there if we didn't. I don't care. Wow. Sensing my growing hostility, Julia just continues the topic. She hands the black cell phone back to me. My desk and cell are both in there. Call me only when needed. Same with you. I'm trying to live a normal life here. I don't need regular calls to the office. It's really admirable of you to strive for a normal life. I'll try to make sure you do just that. She smiles warmly at me. Her sparkly blue eyes somewhat give me a glimpse of sincerity. But I know Julia is only saying what I want to hear. But isn't bound to my wishes. Or she isn't bound to my wishes. But to whatever she is asked to do by the higher ups. Nevertheless, it was good to see her again. A friendly face is appealing every once in a while. I'm gonna get going now, Julia. I will call you in a few hours. I want you to be ready. Right. After a moment of calming silence, I begin to take my leave. Alright, Ow! What the? I smacked the upper middle of Julia's back? What the hell is that for? Ugh, the black straps of her bra that traverse the incline of her shoulders loosened significantly. The fuck? My bra! I stand up, start to walk away. God damn it, Mikey. You shouldn't have told me to do that. I wave my right hand in a mock salute as a gesture of farewell. I start down the... or I start down the stairs, reveling or reveling. Reveling? What? Reveling in the sound of Julia's upset huffs and puffs. When I was younger, she had taught me how to very easily undo a girl's bra through her shirt. The fuck? I simply masked my action by slapping her on the back. I chuckled quietly to myself. Wow, you're truly something, aren't you? Neighborhood. At night. Almost 12 in the morning. The sidewalk, which seemed to stretch for miles, finally begins to end at my neighborhood. After all today's training and use, I am beat. I lean against the fence that borders my house, closing my eyes. Alright, good. Sleep outside. Whatever. It honestly sure does feel nice to relax for a moment. But that doesn't last since I hear footsteps approaching me at a rapid pace. God, another one? I tighten my grip on the fence and prepare to be rushed. I assume my normal combat position when facing an enemy within close quarters. Oh, it's Sayori! Oh, okay. Mikey, are you okay? What the? Sayori? The hell are you doing out here so late? What are you doing out here so late? Well, I was. Never mind that. I saw you lean onto your fence like you were hurt. I stand up straight, assuring Sayori I am fine. I put my arms out to prove functionality. I'm fine. Why were you worried? Of course I was. You were gone all day, and then I look out my window, I see you hunched up against your fence like you were hurt. It isn't enough to scare a girl, you know. I guess so. I placed my hand on Sayori's shoulder. Go home. Why don't you come over for a little bit? No. I'm going to get something to eat and go to sleep. As I said, we can meet up tomorrow. Alright. Good night, Mikey. Such a dick sometimes. Sayori walks back to her home. I walk into my room after grabbing some food and quickly chowing down. I sit down at the foot of my bed. I look out of my bedroom window and into the neighborhood. It's really quiet and sincere. Or serene. Like it's one of those atmospheres where you can let your guard down and just relax. Unfortunately, that is never the case for me. Feeling my eyelids grow heavier by the second, I retire for the night. Well, back at Sayori's house. Yeah, he should be here any minute now. What time did you two agree on? Well, this morning he texted me that he would come by at noon. Oh, well, since you are in charge of flyers and attracting new people to the club, what did you two have in mind not to work on? I want us to make the flyers look cute and nifty. Are you sure that Mikey is able to do that? What do you mean, Monica? Mikey doesn't look like the person... Oh, wow. What am I doing? Mikey doesn't look like the person who is able to dish out cute. You're probably right. I can think of something. Alright, well... Sayori hears her front door being knocked on. Oh, I think he's here. Sayori ends the phone call she was having with Monica and charges downstairs excitedly. I knock on Sayori's front door as soon as my watch alerts me to the changing of the hour. I can hear bumping and rumbling from inside as I assume she races for her door. Yay, Mikey, you're here! On time as I promised. Come on in. Sayori invites me into her home, and I take a couple of seconds to make a note of where everything is. You can learn a lot about a person by their living situation. And Sayori is surprisingly clean. I expected to see trash scattered everywhere and a bunch of dishes lying around. Sayori shows me around her house and ends in her bedroom. Ta-da! And that is the tour. Sayori twirls her arms around as she spins. My prior observations were probably defunct at this point. Her room isn't that messy, but still nonetheless. Clothes are scattered about quite abundantly. I don't think a tour was necessary at all, Sayori. Anyway, what did you have planned for us to do? Well, since I was making the flyers and using them to help bring in members, I was thinking we could work on that. And how do you suppose we do that? It's easy. We make them. Genius! I don't think you're getting at what I mean, woman. How are we going to make them? Do you have any of the necessary supplies and equipment to meet our goal today? Oh! I completely forgot. God damn it. Of course you did. I run my hand through my hair in an attempt to brainstorm. Do you have a laptop? Yeah, I do. Why you ask? Easy, bring it here. Sayori leaves the bedroom in a hurry. I lean against her wardrobe and wait patiently. Sayori returns holding a small silver laptop. I sit down on the floor as I respond. Aren't you going to sit on the bed? Well, I would accept the invitation, but you seem to have your panties all over it. I look back to several pairs of undergarments that Sayori has shapelessly lying around. All different pastel colors. Yeah! I knew I should have put those away. No shit, Sherlock. Sayori wails while shaking her arms around. She sets the laptop down next to me and begins to hastily pick up her scattered clothes. I open up a simple presentation editor program on her laptop and begin formulating a decent size for the flyers. Once Sayori is finished with their embarrassing cleaning spree, she sits down next to me on the floor. What you doing? Since you don't have the necessary materials to construct flyers here, we can easily chart them on your laptop and print them at school. Oh, that's a great idea, Mikey. You're so smart. Heh. I wouldn't consider it smart, just knowing how to prepare and adapt to the lack thereof. So since you sound like you already have in mind a basic layout, explain them to me. I was thinking we could have the flyers be all sorts of different colors. Bright colors. Why bright colors? Why not? There is a reason for everything, Sayori. But since you're so cheerful and elated all the time, I assume that is why you enjoy bright colors. Because they convey a happier presentation and tone. Yeah. Wow, how did you know all that? You're easy to read. I point to the laptop screen. What else? Well, we should probably say where the literature club is. So we could put the room number down. We should probably also explain what the literature club is. Simply just saying literature club doesn't cut it. People are still going to need context. Oh, we could put that too. As I type away and structure the flyers, Sayori occasionally switches her wording and ideas. Which is fine, I'll find it extremely annoying. I won't call her on it. I am not the one to call the shots here. I am the assistant, not the leader. She inches closer and closer to me while we immerse ourselves into this project. I notice, of course, but I don't say anything. Oh, what if we put a picture of a pen right here? Sayori reaches over my lap and points at one of the corners of the flyer design. Do you think that would make a good design? Of course! I reach one of my hands up and stroke my chin for a few seconds, pondering. Alright, we could do that. But it should be proportionate to the text we input so it doesn't look out of place. Oh, okay. Can I type the words? I don't see why not. I release my hands from the laptop and prepare for her to grab it. But she doesn't grab it. She simply rotates it on my lap to face her. Then she leans over to get a better view of it and starts to type away while the laptop sits in my possession. Does this girl understand what she is doing? Sayori? Yeah? Do you know what you're doing? Of course, silly. I'm typing what we should say on the flyers. She turns her head to make eye contact with me. Is she really this dense? Or is this one of her subtle ways of hitting on me? She returns her gaze to the laptop and continues working softly and quietly, humming to herself. At this point, I just let her have her fun. I lean my head back against her wardrobe and watch her work. Eventually, we switch off, and I am the one working again. As we continue working, Sayori, who is... The freaking music went off. Sayori is at this point, touching my body, leans her head on my shoulder and watches me work. Oh. I stop typing for a moment and cock my head to the side. Am I bothering you? Not at all. Kind of surprised me, to be honest. Did you get sleep last night? No. Why? I had a lot on my mind. So I guess I'm just really sleepy right now. I returned to working on the flyer. It wasn't long before Sayori's breathing slowed to a rhythmic pace. Did she what? She did. The woman fell asleep on me. Oh. Idiot. She and I only just met a little bit ago. She certainly has placed quite a lot of trust in me. Letting me into her room, or into her home, into her room, and being so close to me, so the point where she becomes completely vulnerable. Especially someone like me. I'm not a good person. There's no way I could be. Well, you need to work on that, buddy. Even if she tried to teach me otherwise. I stopped typing. I can practically hear your words now. I still don't know who this is supposed to be in his thoughts or whatever, so... When someone has placed trust in you, it is important not to break it. Trust is an extremely vulnerable thing. Or valuable. Vulnerable? Wow, I sound like a dickhead. I think MC is getting to me. Holy shit! It bonds two people for life. I remember cautiously looking up into her eyes while she lectured me on that. Each smile you gave to me, I returned only by rolling my eyes and ignoring it. That my attitude towards you, it makes me bitter. You were the only person who could actually sit down with me and put effort towards me. Everyone else just shoved me to the side and ignored me. I was too much of a hassle for them. But not to you. Your picture-esque, smile still pierces me to the very core. I feel something small begin to run down my cheek. Oh, he's crying. Right. I quickly remove it and return my attention to Sayori. I guess it isn't so bad if I just let her rest for a while. After a few more hours of me constantly revising the flyer and making sure it is formatted correctly and for printing, I am finally finished. Sayori hasn't moved since she originally dozed off on my shoulder. Every so often I would find myself looking across the room at her mirror, which showed both of us sitting on the floor working together. It wasn't a terrible sight, but since it is starting to get into the evening, I must return home. I save the project, close the laptop, and slide it off to the side. I gently wrap one of my arms under Sayori's back and the other around around the concave of her knees. Then I raise both of us up and lie her down onto her bed. As a result of this, she rolls over and continues her rest. It makes me smile at the sight. Aww. Maybe slowly getting his heart, I guess. Cause no lie, it makes it seem like he had a black heart or something, like very dark heart. I arrive home. After making myself something to eat, I go up to my room and lie down onto my bed. I check my watch and decide that I can read for a few hours before going to sleep. Propping my back against the wall, near my window, I open a book and read until the night overcomes me. A few hours later, the night has swallowed the world, and I feel myself getting tired. I look out my window and towards Sayori's house, which is still dark. Guess it's to be expected of that girl.